In this video, we got to talk about Valorant patch 4.05. We got several game system changes, and we have a huge Brimstone nerf. So there's a lot we got to talk about and break down. But many ask the question, is the Phantom or Vandal better? Well, our Blitz partnership will help you figure that out incredibly easy with global statistics of all win rates. In addition, you could break down your own weapon analytics and see what weapons you're dominating on and have a very high accuracy and win rate on, or what weapons are really falling short. You also have heavy statistics breaking down your last 20 matches, showing your agent and map win rates and exactly what you need to do and improve on. In addition, there's full guides that will showcase a specific lineup on any map, whether it's attack or defense. For instance, look at this top-down view of this map. We get to actually go in, pick Sova, and then it will show us every single shock dart and lineup that we could use. And in a fraction of the second, we click the one that we need. It will show us a very quick and seamless video, and we can easily use it in our games live. Basically, Blitz is the all-in-one package that is going to let you become a much better player, focus on what you need to improve, and dominate your games. Do yourself a favor and download the Blitz app down below for absolutely free. Now, there's not a ton here, but what they did do here is important. Let's first talk about the agent updates with Brimstone. Quote, some call him Brimmy with the Stimmy, and while it's been exciting to see you all leverage Brimstone's recent stim beacon balance in fresh ways, we think that having two stims reduced the importance of deploying it at the right moment. The change below are our attempt to address this while still retaining Brimstone's refined identity as a bursty excellence of execution. And then the changes are from the stim beacon charges got reduced from 2 to 1 and the cost got increased from 100 to 200. Now, this is incredibly interesting and I'm not entirely sure if I like this change or not, and a lot of you probably will not like this change. Now Brimstone only has, besides his smokes, 2 single shot abilities. He has 1 molly and he has 1 stim beacon, and that means that he has to be incredibly specific with his ability use. I understand that they didn't want you to be able to use this too much or have multiple hits at a site, use it to rotate and then use it to execute. There was a lot of combos that you could use with Stim Beacon if you had 2 of them. And now that you have 1, you have to be very specific about when you throw it down and when you use it to actually push. But I think it's a little soon to nerf a character that you just buffed, especially when it's still not clear-cut if he's better than his direct dome smoker alternative in Omen, because their pick rate right now in the pro scene is about 50-50, so I don't quite understand them hitting this right away. I suspect this is actually just a play pattern change. They don't want the meta to be as rushy in ranked, and probably even targeting some of the lower ranks where Brim Stim Beacon Rush probably happens even more, and I do think that they don't like that play style, that play pattern. To me, that's the only thing that really makes sense. But I really want to pass the question on to you. How do you feel about them nerfing Brimstone so quickly? How do you feel about him only having 1 stim beacon? And are you still going to play Brimstone over Omen? I really want to hear your opinion about all that down below. Now, the next change is with game system updates. Quote, added the ability to import and export different crosshair settings via auto-generated codes. To export and share your personal crosshair settings, go to Settings Crosshair tab, click on the icon that looks like an arrow pointing up, found next to the crosshair profile. It looks like an up arrow chilling in the middle of the bowl. Your auto-generated code will be copied to your clipboard. So this is just a really clean and simple way to share your crosshairs with your buddies or grab a pro's crosshair. It's actually really, really nice. Now, next up, they also added a prioritize strongest weapon setting. So, quote, the goal behind the setting is to allow players to traverse quickly with melee equipped and be combat ready after using an ability or interacting with the spike, ult orbs, etc. 2 changes were made. Reworked prioritize strongest weapon setting, renamed setting to auto-equip prioritizes most recent / strongest, updated the priority system to support weapon-like abilities, previous priority, primary, secondary, melee, new priority is ultimate and primary, secondary and chamber pistol, melee, resolve priority ties by selecting the most recent equipped weapon. Next up is added a new setting, don't auto-equipped melee, skips past the melee when finding the most recent weapon to auto-equipped, prevent pulling the melee back out after channeling or casting abilities without changing any other auto-equip behavior. Note that you can still queue up equip inputs, pressing 1 mid-dash to equip your primary once the dash completes, when you don't queue up a specific equipped action, the default auto-equip behavior was to pull out the most recently selected equipped weapon. The new settings are meant to allow you to modify that behavior based on preference. As an example, they give, quote, when considering how abilities fit in, decide whether Jet Knives or her primary weapon is stronger depends on gameplay context and your preference. How many knives do you have left? How close is the enemy? How is your aim feeling? In playtesting, we found that the best heuristic for which weapon is contextually stronger was whatever you had equipped previously. Now, personally, I think that this setting is going to be incredibly important on some characters, like Chamber, for instance, and I like it for Neon because something that annoys the hell out of me is running around on Neon. I have my knife out, I'm walking kind of quickly, then I'm running, then I'm back to walking, and I don't want to like be run into an enemy, try to slide, and then I have my knife fucking out. It would be nice to be able to walk around with my knife out, and then if I see an opportunity or if I get information that the enemy is like pushing onto point or something, I can run with my lurk, but if an enemy happens to be waiting for me, then I can slide, have that weapon out automatically. I'm interested in how it's actually going to play out. I'm going to mess around with some of the settings and I'll let y'all know how it works, but it's definitely interesting and more options are always better, but you're going to have to let me know down below which of these settings you're going to use and why. Now, as of this patch, they actually enabled deterministic map systems. We talked about how that's going to make it exponentially less likely for you to get the same map more than once in a row, and getting the same map 3 times in a row should be almost impossible. This is going to get rid of a lot of the frustration around getting like Fracture over and over and over fucking again. Now, there's a list of other bug changes and bug fixes that you can go check out in the full patch notes down below. That's all I got for you today. Make sure you hydrate, and I'll see you next time.